What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to RC Car Garage. And as you guys can see on the desk, we have the X6 Trail Runner back on the table. Now, the reason that this guy is back on the table is if you guys saw the last video, I'll put a link here if you haven't. If you guys saw the last video, I ended up putting some Enduro shocks on this, and I took it out into the Millie Crawler course, but I didn't really like the way the suspension was working on these. I'm not saying that the shocks were bad. They're pretty good. The only thing is the body on this thing is heavy to where the shocks that I have on here now are not able to handle the heavy body on this. So I was mentioning that I'm probably going to get big bore shocks for this thing, and I did. So I ended up getting, as you guys can see right here, these are Fedco DSS18 shocks. I'm hoping that these shocks are going to be good enough to be able to handle the weight on this thing. The thing with these shocks is that they're actually 51 millimeters tall, and the ones on the X6 are 47 millimeters tall. So I also ended up getting the shock tower extenders. Hopefully you guys can see them right there. And these are the tallest ones that they have from FMS. They are 4 millimeters tall. Now, I do have them on here now that they are 2.5 millimeters, as you guys can see right there. So those are only 2.5 millimeters tall, and they seem to work. Now, I got these guys because those shocks are, these shocks right here are 51 millimeters. The ones on the vehicle now are 47 millimeters. So that's a 4 millimeter difference. So I'm hoping that with these 4 millimeter extending shock towers that it's going to lower the body down to where I want it to be. But we will see. These are oil-filled shocks, and they do feel pretty good, but I want to see how they're going to feel once they're on this thing. So let me go ahead and start taking the wheels off, start taking these old towers out, and put those new towers on to see how this guy is going to do. So I gotta take these shocks off. I did end up getting a lot of being caught up on some obstacles because this guy was sitting low. So if it does end up giving me more ground clearance, that'll actually be a good thing, because it kind of needs a little more ground clearance. Now, one of the things I do want to mention about these shocks is that when you get them in the packaging, as you guys can see, they do come with black springs mounted on, but they end up bringing some extra springs which are firmer that will hopefully help, especially in my situation. So you do end up getting 2 different springs with this, and they are oil filled. So I'm hoping that this is going to work, and hope that I will not need to buy different shocks for this. All right. So the first one is on, and the first issue that I see I am having. So the first issue I see that I'm having right here is that the shock is rubbing right on the chassis right there. And that's not good, because now the chassis, the spring is not working. The shock is not working the way it's supposed to. So I'm going to see if I have a spacer. I'm going to see if I have a spacer that I can probably put on the top there to end up spacing that out a little bit more from the shock tower. Hey you guys, have you ever been out somewhere and realized you got a flat tire and you don't have an air pump or an air compressor to be able to fill up your tire for you? I got something for you guys. This is the Airmoto Smart Air Pump, and it'll be able to fill up your tire for you no matter where you're at. So this guy has a digital screen where it tells you what pressure you have your air pump set up to, and it also tells you the pressure that this thing is filling up at. You can also use this to fill up your bicycle tire, your motorcycle tire, your beach ball, volleyball, soccer ball, football, any type of ball that you need to fill up, this thing will do it for you. Let's fill up this tire so we can get going. So when you go to use this thing, you have right up here, you have your hose. Right on the bottom, there's a little button that you can push and it'll release the hose for you. Just tighten it onto the top of the pump. Set up your tire pressure. This one's at 32. So you can set up your tire pressure. Just like that. Tighten the hose. Onto the tire. And hit that button and it'll start filling up the tire for you. All right, you guys, and there it is, the Airmoto Smart Air Pump. And I got to tell you, I am extremely happy with this thing. I actually leave this in my wife's car just for the main fact of how compact it is. Once you take the hose back out, you have a little storage hole right there. It clicks into, and you will not lose that hose. The pump also comes with a charging cable, a needle, and a couple other pieces that you're able to fill up whatever you need. So if you want to pick up an Airmoto Smart Air Pump, I got a 20% discount code down in the description down below. Click on that link and get yourself an Airmoto Smart Air Pump. All right, you guys, and I am back. I did end up finding some spacers that I got right here. And where I got these spacers from are actually from a whole kit that I ended up buying right here. Again, I got these off of Amazon. If you want to get yourself some spacers, I'll put a link in the description down below where you can end up finding these spacers also. Again, they are affiliate links and they do help out the channel. So I already put them onto this side of the shock right here, and as you can see, there is no binding up there, and the shock is not binding up on the screw that's right there. So as you guys can see, I do have a shim right there, and I also got one here on the bottom in between the shock and the link. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change out these springs, the black ones that are on here, to these silver ones that came with the packaging, and see how it's going to work. So I'm going to do that real quick. Be right back with you guys. All right, you guys, so it's been about a day or two since I've been up here doing anything with this, and want to show you I do have the new shocks installed with the risers, I guess you would call them, shock risers. So I got them installed. The springs are stiffer on these shocks, but I think I might end up putting the black ones back on just because it's going to let the body sit down further onto the chassis. The other thing is I'm actually working on getting lights installed on this thing. So I had this light kit laying around, and I'm going to get lights installed on this thing. But before I end up putting these lights on, I want to take this guy back out to the mini crawler course and see how this guy does with the new suspension setup. So let's head out to the mini crawler course. Let's test this guy with the new shocks and see how it does.
All right, guys, so let's see how she does with the new shocks. I did put the black springs back on, so the springs are softer compared to the silver ones that were on there. Come on. You gotta run up here, second gear. Ooh. Having a tough time over here, guys. And up she goes. That is kind of steep right there, as you guys can see. So let's give it a little help here. First gear still. There we go. Little help, and she went right on over. Now with these springs, with these new shocks, the center of gravity did raise up a little bit more. Oh, is she gonna go over? No, nice save. So I think it's gonna be a little more tippy than it should be. And oh, that was a bad one. Alright, let's try this again. A lot more tippier compared to the other shocks that were on here. Nice and slow, there we go. But it did raise it. It did raise the center of gravity, so it seems like the transmission is not getting caught up as much. This is another place that she got caught up. And, okay. Oh, she's gonna go over. She's gonna go over. No, she's gonna go over. Oh, I pulled out of it. I was able to pull out of that one. Alright, this was another spot where she got caught up a lot. See what happens? And there, nice and over. Alright, now let's check the clearance here in the front. Alright, that made it over a lot better. Better clearance in the front there. The approach angle, I mean. The approach angle got a lot better since I raised it. Let's get this out of here. Climb back up. Alright. Check the climb back up here. See how it's going to do. I think last time she tipped over here, and she's about to tip again. All right, let's try this again. There we go. Yes. Oh, yes. Come on, there we go. Now we're going to try the side hill again. I know last time she flipped over on the side hill. Is it going to flip over again? Now that these shocks have a little more dampening on it, and it's going to go. It's going to flip. What do you guys think? All right. I'd rather save it than it end up flipping over. So let's go back over this way. There she is. These tires, lots of stuff stick on these tires right here. Drum it back down. I didn't want it to sit where it's at. I wanted it to be lower more because it's going to help with the center of gravity on it. Now what I'm going to do with this thing, I'm actually going to get some brass. Got this out of here. So I'm going to get some brass underneath this guy to end up keeping the weight down low because the body is so heavy. But all in all, you guys, I think this thing did spectacular. Now let me know what you guys think. Should I put some wheel extenders and extend the wheels out a little bit more compared to where they are now? Because I mean, it's pretty, if you guys can see on the driver's side, it's pretty good there. Actually, I think it looks pretty good. I might not do any wheel extenders, but let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think if I should put some wheel extenders on this guy. But the look of it, you guys, I like the way it looks. I do want it to sit lower, but I think right there, I think it looks pretty dang good. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think. And with that being said, you guys, that is all I got for you in this video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you guys can see more videos that I end up coming out with. You guys have a good one. Keep RCing.